Hey guys, it's me starwarsbricks and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my TIE Bomber mock. Now this was a mock that I built last year in 2016 and it is based off the original trilogy TIE Bomber. So yeah, let's take a look. Now the first thing I want to show you guys over here are the wings. So I'm going to turn the TIE Bomber around so you guys could see it more. Alright, so as you can see with the wings over here, they are very well influenced by the wings on Darth Vader's TIE Advance, that set from 2015. And you know, the TIE Bomber is longer, so the wings are longer than those wings. So I did have to add some extra parts over here on the sides, especially like right here. You know, just like my TIE Fighter, I added these 1x4s with the studs on the end. You know, just to carry along with my sort of building style with all of my other TIE Fighters. And you know, just added some extra parts here and there, you know, obviously just to carry along with the length of the ship. But overall, the building structure is very, very similar. Now moving along to the interior over here, as you could see, the wings are thicker than the Darth Vader's TIE Advanced wings. They are two plates stacked on top of each other, so you know they are very sturdy. And moving it along to the inside, you can see that I added some detail over here with the rod and the dark bluish gray parts, and I also used inverted slopes just like Darth Vader's TIE Advanced. You can see there. You know, it just makes it extra sturdy and it gives it a lot more support for the wings. Now moving along to the cockpit over here, you can see that I used the older 2012 style of cockpit from the TIE Fighter set. Now I did have to go with the size due to the size of the ship. This is in fact in scale with all of my other TIEs and the Darth Vader's TIE Advanced set, so that is why I used this size of cockpit piece, and I really think it does fit the ship well because it does sort of add that circular nosed front end of the ship. So yeah, in the end I think it works out really well. Now moving along to the right side over here, as you can see the detailing is the same as the left side of the wings. Now taking a look at the pod over here, I'm going to move the TIE Bomber so you guys could see it. For the pod, all I did was use a 6x6 dish with this octagonal piece, and then I added these 8 light bluish gray clips with the clips on the ends, and I just connected them all with the octagonal piece and just set them on the dish, and I really think it does portray that side of the ship really well. And I did use these dark bluish gray sheet slopes over here, as you can see. I really think that captures the look of it really well, so that's what I used for that part. Now taking it back to the middle over here so you guys could see it, all I did for the middle was use, you could actually take this off, but I used these two 1x2 plates with the rods on the end, and I just connected them like that on the back of a 2x4. And I just added some detailing over here, such as the binoculars and, you know, just some more greebling. And all that does is stick onto this one little stud in the middle of the ship, and you can just stick that on. And that is how I got the middle done. Now right before I turned the TIE Bomber around, I just wanted to show you guys a view directly from the front of the TIE Bomber. So yeah, this is how that looks, and I'm going to turn it around so you guys can get a better look at the back of the ship. Now here's a shot from the back of the TIE Bomber. As you can see, there are some parts that are very familiar with my other TIE Fighters. I did use this 5x5 dish, also featured on my other TIE Fighter mocks, and I did use this 2x2 round black plate, and then I just added the stud on the top, and that goes for both of the two pods right here. And you could actually kind of see it from here. There is some more detail going on here in the interior of the wing, so let me show you that. Alright, so I took the wing off and I'm going to set the TIE Bomber aside for a bit. Now this is the interior of the wing. Now I did add the 4x4 plate with the hole in the center, and just added this 2x2 you know, rounded tile just to fill it in and, you know, kind of create some more detail there. But yeah, it's very, very sturdy. As you can see, just like before, it is 2 plates thick. So, and it is very much longer than the Darth Vader's TIE Advanced wings. Now, the connection is also very similar. You know, I also utilized the inverted slopes right here, and that just connects to the TIE Bomber right here. So if you're wondering how that part looked like, this is how it looked like. And for the connection, I'm just going to move it over here. All you have to do is, just like the Darth Vader's TIE Advance, you just stick it in here and it all connects in with the clips and the Technic pin. So once you got it in there, there is a little Technic pin, as you can see. You kind of just have to push that in. So once you push that in, it kind of locks it in place. So there it is complete, and then you could just fold the wings back down again, and there you have it. Now here's a view from the TIE bomber directly from the back, and same thing for the wing goes along on the other side, but I'm going to show you guys the top now, so I'm going to actually flip this over so you guys can see it better. Now here's a view directly from the top of the bomber. Now on the left side it is very plain, as you can see, and on the right there is a lot of greebling. Now that is actually how it is on the actual model, kind of. I tried to represent it in the best way I could. But anyways, I'm going to flip it back over so you guys can see a better look at the top of the pods. Alright, so you are now taking a look at the top of the right pod. Now it is very, very smooth, especially along the edges, and I did add this detail with the dark bluish gray slopes, and it is a very odd number of bricks. It's like 5 studs long right here, so you know, obviously I did have to use these jumper plates with the slopes on the top, and then I connected these, both of these two pods right here are connected with pins inside the main body frame over here. So that is how I accomplished that. I'll actually take that off when I'm done showing you guys the rest of the detail on the right pod, but that is how I connected the two pods with the body. And here's another look at that from the back view. Now moving along to the right pod. Now with the other side, as you can see, there's a lot more detailing. Now with the top of the pod, it does rise up just like the actual model, and I did use some newer parts that LEGO is actually including in some of their sets, such as this ingot piece, and I used the same 1x4 plates with studs on the end, along with some more greebling on top of the cockpit area. And for the back, I just added some more greebling right here, as you can see, and then there's some more ingot pieces right here. But yeah, it's pretty much how I accomplished that part of the pod. Now for the center part over here, as you can see, I did use these rods over here on the top along with some more greebling. There's also some plating under here. I'm going to move it along to the back. There's also more greebling. The center of the back of the ship. Alright, so we're here at the back again now. I did flip the wings up again, and here is a look at the greebling that I added on the back now. It is connected the same way as the front with this one stud right here. And let's get a better look at this. So here's what I did. I added these two handle-like pieces along with a couple more studs for greebling, and it is also on a 2x4 plate and just sticks on the same exact way. There. Alright, so now we're taking a look at the underside of the bomber here. Now the first thing you probably would notice is the dark bluish gray 2x2 plates over here. Now those are how it actually connects into the stand that I have, because you do need a stand to hold this. You know, these are not going to be very strong when it comes to just setting it down, because they will fold up. So I did have to create a stand, but I will show you that a little bit later. But for now, we're just going to take a closer look at the underside. So just like I mentioned earlier, as you can see, it is 5 studs long for the pods back here, so that means I did have to use 2x3s, and I did that on both sides. Now this is the bombing part of the ship, and nothing really much goes on under here, but under here, just like the First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter, I added this piece right here, which is very much similar to what is under the pod on that TIE Fighter. Just this little piece over here, and that just connects to the belly of the cockpit over here. But yeah, that's pretty much the underside of the ship. Now I'm going to show you guys the bombing section real quick, so I'm going to actually flip it back over. Alright, so I kind of twisted the TIE bomber over here so you guys could get a better look at the bombing portion of the ship. So all I did was use a set of parts on these hinges right over here. So you can see, it's actually a very simple design. You know, I use this 2x1x2 sheet slope, and for this I just use 4 of these bricks with the pegs on the end of them, so you could add these slopes, and I really think it captures the look and the proportions. And of course, you know, this moves because it's on hinges, so all you have to do is just stick this in here, and it fits in very well. I never have problems with it coming off, so it's a good thing. And just take a look at it from the inside. It actually fits in very, very well with the ship. So there is the bombing part of the ship. Alright, now one last thing with the TIE bomber that I wanted to show you guys was the cockpit piece. So you could actually open that, and he's actually falling out right now, but you could open that, and here is my TIE fighter pilot. he is actually on this 2x3 tile, or I mean plate, with the computer screen on it that swivels around, and of course you could just fit your TIE Fighter pilot on there. And yeah, that is that little seat portion that kind of slides out, because this is indeed with scale compared to Darth Vader's TIE Advance. And you kind of see in here, I did add these sheet slopes and these tiles right here, so this could easily slide in and just fit in there like that. And you know, you could close this up, fits in there very, very well. Now moving on to the stand that I built for my TIE Bomber, you could see that the base of the stand is very much like my TIE Interceptor, and it is based off of the one that I built for that. And then I just added the swiveling joints so you could pose the bomber in any direction you would like. And then the support for the bomber is actually built out of inverted slopes, plates, and bricks. And then for the top, I just tiled it along with two indented 2x2 holes right here. And if you're wondering what those are for, I mentioned earlier on in my video that on my TIE Bomber, I actually have these two 2x2 dark bluish gray tiles underneath my TIE Bomber. And those are actually so it could rest easily on top of my stand and it won't slide off, and it would just be much more supported. So there you have it. And like I said earlier, you could actually turn the TIE Bomber around and pose it in any direction you would like. So I thought that was a really cool thing to add when making the stand. Now one last thing I wanted to show you guys was you could kind of see that the pins back there, those are actually used to connect the two pods. Alright, so I have the bomber over here. Now I'm just going to show you how I connected them. It's very, very simple. You just take that apart like this, and it is connected with the pins. It didn't all quite come out perfectly there, but that is how I connect the pods, and same goes for the right pod. So all you do is place it in right here, and you have it. Alright guys, so that was it for my review of the TIE Bomber. Now this thing was a very, very big challenge for me, especially creating the proportional size of the ship in Lego. There were, like, the middle for example was 3 studs wide, and that really just sets a whole new challenge up for me. And especially with the back pods also being 5 studs wide, I did find a way to connect those with pins in the center, and yeah, it actually worked out all really, really well in the end. And it's actually very, very sturdy. So as you saw with the comparison, it is not too much bigger than Darth Vader's TIE Advanced, but I think I got the size just right. And yeah, so this mock is based on the original trilogy, like I said. You know, there is also a TIE Bomber that appeared in Rebels a few times, I believe. This one actually, you know, you could really use it as a Rebels TIE Bomber or a original trilogy TIE Bomber. Yeah, so, you know, one of my goals when creating a mock or any TIE Fighter mock that I have, let's say the TIE Bomber, is to create it very Lego-like, like structure-wise. And you know, I try to add a lot of techniques that Lego uses in their sets and building structures in my mocks, and also try to make it very, very sturdy at the same time while getting it accurate and getting it right. So that was one of my main goals while creating the ship, and I really think it turned out well. So yeah, tell me what you think about my mock. Leave a comment, leave some feedback in the description. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I will see you all next time.